And we're back once again. Are you Josh?
No, not this time.
Excellent. Same as always. Lewis, are you alive, even remotely?
This is such an unnatural opening to any episode.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
Like
wanting to bring
anything.
Are you under the impression this is professional?
No, it's just the same every week. I'm getting a bit bored.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you want it to be different, do you? That's what you want.
Doesn't want a scenery to be different, apparently, though. Doesn't like holidays.
This is an accurate statement.
Yeah. So you don't like going to like a different location for like...
Okay. Hang on, wait. Are we having this debate? Guys, are we having this debate? Because I could just see a meltdown incoming.
Just a moment.
What do you mean in just a moment? Are you putting in a product placement? Yes. I was going to say, it's time for this week's sponsor, mate. Shownotes.
This week's sponsor, feedback from last week, before I forget.
Yes, our weekly sponsor, yes.
Our weekly sponsor who appears every 2 weeks. So
the sponsor is episode 3.
I just want to hit a couple of points. I've listened to the previous episodes. Do remind me to come back to one of these points, because I think it will start a bigger argument than the one you're about to start.
Oh, really?
I mean, we do have many arguments. The size of them is proportional, I suppose. But anyway, sorry, go on.
We got a brief correction, which is Matt was wrong, and I fell for his trap.
I mean, hang on, wait. I feel like, what is this? This is just every week now. Yeah, just a correction. Matt was wrong once again.
Well, I'll say it when Josh is wrong too, and when I'm wrong, I will do it then too.
Yeah, but this isn't fair, because I say 3 words to every 1 word Josh says, so of course I'm going to be 3 times as wrong.
Actually, you're only wrong on 1 word. So.
Oh, fantastic! That's pretty good going for me.
So, I believe it was called Dark Forces Stress Free. Matt was talking about you heal yourself in Jedi Fallen Order using stim packs. This is not true.
Oh, it's a different word. Oh, what is it?
Stims.
It's so nitpicky.
It's so nitpicky, but I noticed it immediately.
I hate him.
I meant to bring it up.
I actually hate him.
And I didn't.
Actually hate him. Josh, how do we deal with Mr. Procrastinator? How do we deal with Mr. Pedantic over here?
Well, here's the great news.
Pedophile.
I fell for this trap, and last week in Jedi Fallen Expectations, I said stim packs immediately after you did, even though I know they're called stims. So, we all make mistakes, Matt. But on to another mistake that Matt made. You called Cal Kestis a Jedi, which is not accurate. Cal Kestis is actually a Padawan and becomes a Jedi in the last 30 minutes.
Oh my God, Josh, I actually want to kill him. Okay, fine.
To be honest, this doesn't seem like it's as nitpicky. This is...
Okay,
wait,
fine.
you said he becomes a Jedi in the last 30 minutes, right?
Okay, fine. He's a Padawan in training right up until the end when he becomes a Jedi Knight.
So I guess like him becoming a Jedi is like a big moment. So I guess that makes more
it's a big
sense
thing.
to correct.
Are you happy now?
Am I happy? Well, I don't think I'm ever happy.
Okay, sorry, yeah, that's a bit of an odd
Am I
word to actually ask
satisfied?
Lewis. Yeah. Are you satisfied in your misery?
I am. Although I would like
Excellent.
to bring your attention to a document that we have on our drive, which is called Shownotes. If you could just open up the Shownotes folder.
I'm going to kill him, Josh. I'm going to. I don't know why, but I just feel like something.
And then take a look at the show notes for Jedi Fallen Expectations, because I feel like if I say this, it will come across as like
okay, right,
an aggravating statement. Look at the 2nd and 3rd points on this list.
Hang on, wait. So the show notes are from the latest one, aren't they? Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah.
So the show notes from the latest
Jedi Fallen
one,
Expectations. Yeah.
Gonna be honest, a little confusing.
I know.
So what am I looking for?
Look at the 2nd and 3rd one. Ignore that 4th point. That will start an argument.
Am I looking at the right one?
Yeah. What does it say?
What? Polyalphabet?
No. You want to keep? That's from like week 1. It's at least from the first episode. Go and listen to it. It's absolutely terrible. I do recommend.
I was going to say, yeah, because I clearly must be looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, it's the very right one. You have to open the document.
I was going to say, right. Right, okay.
I didn't realise this would be the challenge.
Bear with me.
I thought that, like, this would be the simple bit, and this would not take 2 minutes to do.
No, Google, I don't need to take a tour. Right.
We need technical.
Okay, here we go then. Right. Why are we here? No,
you want to look at the feedback section. This is the third column.
Oh my...
So, what are the second and third points say, Matt?
Josh, I'm going to hurt him. Josh.
They are a little confusing, aren't they?
Josh. I'm going to hurt him.
What does it say?
I'm going to enjoy
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Okay, so the first one cuts to, I think, a time code where it suggested that there was a little cough. Sorry.
No, that's the technical notes. No. That's like editing things.
Oh, okay, right, hang on.
Yeah, those ones.
There's a feedback section and there's a technical notes section.
Okay, now I can realise what you're talking. Okay, not a Jedi, right? Okay, so that's the first point. Yeah. Jedi Fallen Order is too easy.
Now, can you read the third point?
I'm sorry.
Can you read the third point?
And then you say Jedi Fallen Order is too hard.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
It's a little confusing, yeah.
Let's hear him out, though.
Okay,
let's see
fourth
if
one,
he can...
Don't read the fourth one. That will start an argument. I got really aggravated listening to last week. I had to write this down because I'll get back to this. There is a big argument brewing somewhere. And there's I think we have 5 arguments, coming to the surface.
Yeah, but this is one that doesn't involve me because I haven't played the game.
But you said it, so you have to take, responsibility.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so let's talk about why Jedi Fallen Order is too easy and too hard. Matt, have you beaten Jedi Fallen Order yet?
No. Because I haven't got round to, because I've been busy. Because whilst there's been a week off for weeks... the fourth week of January for British universities is a week off. It's refreshers week.
No.
Well, at least at Swansea University it was.
Yeah, for me, I've been studying this entire week. I've had new lectures.
When's refreshers for you at Nottingham, then?
Sorry, what's refreshers? I did my exams on Friday and I was in lectures on Monday.
Oh, wow, it must be... Actually, no, apparently Swansea said... I think Swansea said they were cancelling refreshers as well this year. So
it's almost like it's a useless thing to do.
Arguably, yeah.
So, I have beaten the game again on Grandmaster.
On Grandmaster?
And I've 100%ed it.
Well done.
Thank you. I will, sit for my applause.
So should we start with some of your... So now that you have completed the game twice and now completed it on the highest difficulty and 100% of the game, Lewis, your overall thoughts?
It's too easy and too hard.
Do you want to...
We need the long version.
Potentially elaborate on those points?
Okay, so the game is fundamentally too easy. And I went into this last week quite a bit by saying, the enemy structure and, the level design doesn't mesh with the combat, which is true. And then there are the bosses, which, Jesus, dude.
On Grandmaster, how was the Night Sister?
Oh, easy. I beat her first try. It wasn't even a challenge. Dathomir boss, though. That dude sucked.
Really?
Yeah, because he's immune to force slow.
Oh.
He's really hard. Have you beaten him yet?
I'm about to face him.
Okay. What colour did you pick, by the way? What colour lightsaber are you using?
I'm still using blue.
Yeah, I did that as well. And then I went green then purple on my Grandmaster playthrough, as I've evolved as a Jedi. So, basically, he's really hard, and, I can't really spoil him without... Because you just can't spoil him. He's just a really hard
He's got
boss.
2 lightsabers, hasn't he?
He's got 2 lightsabers, and is stronger than you and a Night Sister. You will really struggle against this boss, I think, if you play it on
I'm going to probably
Grandmaster.
die multiple times facing this guy, I feel like.
Do you remember when I said parrying was worthless?
Yes, you did. You said it was completely worthless.
Turns out, against the last 2 bosses, that ain't true. Actually, no. Sorry, against the second to last boss, that ain't true. Because the last boss is way too easy and simultaneously the hardest boss in the game.
I think I know who the final boss is.
Yeah, you do. So, the second to the last boss, pretty good, honestly.
Is that Second Sister?
Second to last boss is not Second Sister. She's the last boss.
Okay. Second to last boss, I think I know who that is then.
It's the Wanderer. You can tell. You can see his lightsabers already.
Right.
He's hard because he's very aggressive, hits very hard, has no frames for you to really heal, and he has immunity to most force.
Wow.
And so you've got to hit him at the right times with the right force things, and you're never going to time slow him or drag him. Force push is the only way. Hard boss, because you can't slow him. Good boss. Triller, Second Sister, is the easiest and hardest boss in the game.
Oh, by the way, that was a spoil. Spoiler, I just realised you just mentioned.
It's not. Because they never say her name until she, appears.
That's also probably true, yeah.
So,
okay,
it's only a spoiler if you know it's a spoiler.
That's probably true, yeah. If you've not played the game, you won't even know who that means. Right, anyway, so you were saying Second Sister, what about her?
She's too hard and too easy.
Okay, so that's like the rest of the game.
She's the final boss.
How exactly?
So, if you fight her how the game wants you to fight her by parrying and dodging and taking sort of pokes and quick jabs where you can, she will annihilate you because she doesn't fight like a person. She fights like an AI, which is just I know I have more health than you, and if I just throw damage down range, I can out damage you before you can out damage me.
She doesn't fight like a human. She fights like an AI. I love that description.
She doesn't she just takes. If you put her on basically death's door, right? If in a real fight, she's still losing. So she should fight defensively when you're being aggressive. And when you're coming out of a combo, she should immediately start up so you get put on the defensive. It should be a tug of war. It shouldn't be Triller's going to throw everything she has at you because she's the last boss. And death doesn't mean anything to her and neither does damage. Well, for you, it means a lot.
Yeah.
She has an attack which with maximum health, and I do mean maximum, as in all the skill upgrades.
Grandmaster this is.
Yeah, all of the health ups, all of it. She has an attack that will 80% wipe your health. So if you have less than 80% health, you will instantly die.
That's a bit much.
And it's nearly unavoidable if you don't immediately dodge. It's a near instant attack that if you don't immediately predict, you will die.
Is it a red blow up one?
I don't know because I couldn't tell.
Oh my!
I think it is red, but it's really fast. Because there's two ways it is. It's either an attack that you can take she has a lunge attack which you can sidestep, but if she does this instead, you can't sidestep it and she'll just hit you. So that sucks. And it's really hard because she has loads of instant kill attacks and stuns and stuff. She's also way too easy because you could beat her in a stim and a half. So
By the way, on maximum upgrade, how much does your stim replenish your health? Because I know it replenishes your force as well, but on
half.
Upgrade. Okay.
That's half the maximum.
Half the maximum health bar you can recover with one
might be a bit more.
fully upgraded stim.
Yeah, but it's about that. Here's the thing. So, Matt, you may not want to listen to this section. It's not an actual spoiler, but a warning.
Wait. What do you mean? Might not want to listen to this section. I'm about. What's that? You might want to zone out and switch your brain off. Yeah, you just off for this bit.
Just mute yourself and deafen yourself for about 30 seconds. Because I'm about to tell you how to beat Second Sister without taking damage.
I feel like I'll listen to this and try it either way. But anyway, go on.
Here's the plan.
This is how to beat Second Sister on the final time you face her.
Yes. Have 2 stims. That's all you need. Have stims replenish force. And have a reasonable amount of force. Have some force upgrades. Alright. Here's what you do. You press 1, you then hit... Well, for you, you're playing controller.
Wait. I was going to say,
slow her like
right bumper,
dual wield lightsaber slash her, and then when she's staggered on the ground, keep hitting her. When she gets up, do it again. Then do it until you can't do it. Replenish force. Do it again and again and again. Replenish force. Then do it, and she's dead. So that's how you kill her without taking damage. That's why I say it's too easy. As in, that's highly exploitable, but it's so hard if you don't do that. There's no middle ground.
Right, so basically you either play her the way she's meant to be played and struggle mightily and die a hell of a lot of times and find it really difficult, or you exploit a very minute thing within the game mechanics and it means
that has been given to you. It's like the last upgrade you get is this.
Yeah, and it basically means you can kill her instantly.
Yep.
Wow.
That does seem a bit broken.
Just a tad.
That's what I mean when I said the Jedi Fallen Order is too easy and too hard.
Okay, right. Now you're making a little bit more sense. Just a tad.
Yeah. Oh, and the bosses could be harder, and there should be more legendary beasts, and they should do more. And generally, there should be less hordes of enemies. And 4.
The frog guy, the spider.
Yeah, you can fight Ogdo Bogdo, Rabid Jotaz, Albino Wearshock, and
Rabid Jotaz. What's that?
I like these names.
I know. We talked about it last week. It's the big guy on Zepho, like the blue monkey-looking things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I said,
they said
it's very easily exploitable because of his boss arena. And then I can't remember their name, so like my bad, guys. I'll look it up now.
What are they?
It's the enemies from Dathomir.
Right.
I can't remember what they're called. They're called Niadak.
Are those the big things?
Yeah, so you can have the Niadak Alpha.
Right, okay. I know what they're
very easy to fight, frankly, because by that point you've got enough upgrades.
Yeah.
But the problem is with lightsabers is there's 2 attacks. There's have the damage upgrade or don't have the damage upgrade. And if you have the damage upgrade, everything goes down like paper. And if you don't have it, it's just a tedious slog. They're all number buffs. I don't like it. Oh, and looking around and like trying to complete the maps is like it's boring. It is incredibly slow, and I don't recommend it. And this is coming from someone who is willing to play Lasso for 100% completion. It is not worth it.
That is
and yet you still did it.
That's quite a claim.
I did it because of the podcast. I probably wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah.
You didn't even need to do it for the podcast. Not 100%. You didn't need to 100% it.
Yeah, but I might as well. I'd already beaten the game on Grandmaster pretty much. So, cleaning up, the Terrarium seeds and, 2 planets.
I guess.
Not too bad. And the worst thing is, as I've tried to 100% it, I really appreciate the level design on Zepho.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Zepho's level design is really good.
And no, I mean this from a very particular perspective, which is the ice caves are the best addition to Zepho.
Yeah, no,
without the ice caves
are really good. Yeah,
I probably would have killed myself trying 100%. But because they act as a fast travel hub, it's like the original Dark Souls, where everything interlinks, and you use the you don't have a fast travel, but those caves count as a fast travel. It's incredible. No other planet has them. And granted, Zepho is the biggest, but Dathomir is a tedious slog to walk through, so I would quite like Dathomir to have something similar.
What about Kashyyyk? Isn't Kashyyyk big?
Yeah, but it's a line. There's not much they can do. And there is actually one that you can speed through to the halfway point of Kashyyyk using
the lift thing.
Yeah, using the lift.
Yeah.
Oh god, I missed one chest on Kashyyyk, or it was one Force Echo on Kashyyyk, and it was at the very end.
Oh no!
I had to run I've run that run 3 times from the start of the level to the end of the level, and not including the times I did it for the story. So I've 5 times overall. I could do it blindfolded. It's terrible.
I'm intrigued. So with all upgrades and having run the map through before, how long would you say it takes to do the whole length of Kashyyyk?
15 minutes.
Oh my god.
It's really long because there's so many sections where it's like you can't sprint here, you have to climb.
Yeah.
And there are some double back sections, and like you can get a lift down the tree, but you can't get a lift up the tree. And I hate it. Oh, and every time you go up the tree, you have to watch the stupid bird cutscene.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the longest one to go through the whole map?
In a straight line, yeah. Dathomir has a lot of, like, once you've opened the shortcut, it's very quick.
Yeah.
Like, I have a correction to make. I was wrong.
Already?
Aha! Lewis was wrong for once.
So I said, I think, last week, that I thought that the third Zepho temple was going to be a dark side temple. And it turns out that's it's still a light side temple. But on my second playthrough, I actually noticed there is a dark side temple. It is on Dathomir.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's on Dathomir isn't really that much of a surprise.
No, but I sort of ignored that it was also a Zepho temple because of just like how ingrained in me. This is like a Night Sister area. This is just like a Night Sister temple. But it's a Zepho temple. It's a dark side Zepho temple. That's it. That's my correction. There is actually a dark side temple. And I should have paid some more attention. There you go, Matt.
Alright, thank you very much.
You can now, start whatever fights you planned on starting.
I'm sorry. I mean, you insinuating that I come to this podcast every week planning to fight you on things? I ever plan to fight you on things? I don't plan to. They just happen.
Yeah. You have a natural hatred towards each other.
This is how. What? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Unlike Matt, I have an innate human characteristic of being curious about things.
Here you go. You see, this is how it happens, okay? This is exactly how it happens.
Because so high and
this
mighty.
Guy comes out, every time he comes out with this phrase, you see, unlike Matthew, immediately as soon as he says that, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So unlike Matthew, I have a superior ability to do things that we humans call normal. It's just, I can't help it. I mean, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, Matt, you're not as highly developed,
I only said this because immediately before the podcast started,
oh my god,
we had a conversation on, which was Matt was complaining at me because I don't like holidays, and he was like, "Don't you want to go and see the culture?" And I was like, "No, not really." And he was like, "Don't you have some innate human characteristic of curiosity?"
Oh my god!
So unlike Matt, I have that characteristic.
Listen, okay. All I was saying.
So I come here every week after exploring some new concepts to perhaps discuss with my friends.
Josh, I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna have to come back early.
This is so
Josh is probably having flashbacks to college and secondary school lunchtimes right about now.
I mean, it hasn't really changed. It's like the same kind of conversations.
Except I'm a bit more developed than I was then.
I mean, let's say
my ideas are a bit more streamlined.
Listen, okay. All I was saying was that there is a difference between looking at Paris on Google Images and, I don't know, travelling to Paris.
Yeah,
call me crazy, and I know you have before, so that wouldn't really be any difference. But I'm fairly sure that looking at something on a book or on the internet is a little bit different to experiencing it in real life. That is all I was suggesting. I don't think that's too crazy of a statement to make, right?
I'm going to contextualize this argument.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Go ahead.
So we were just discussing some we were talking about a few weeks back that Matt went on holiday, and we were laughing about his mother again. It's a fun time.
It's a fun time. It's whenever discussing my mum on holiday, it's always a fun time.
So I said I hate holidays because it's true. I hate holidays.
Mr. Misery and pessimism personified. Thank you for alleviating that stress from us.
Yeah, well,
we were so worried about whether or not you loved holidays or not. We were hanging on your every word until you told us.
And Matt said something dumb like, "Don't you want to experience the culture?" Right?
Okay, and why is that dumb?
That's pretty dumb.
Why is this dumb?
Because there's a difference between the tourist culture and the civilian culture. And I don't think a tourist who's there for 2 weeks will ever get a sense of civilian culture in any meaningful way. You will get a sense of cultural
that's why
events.
I always want to. That's why I don't want to go to the touristy places.
Well, yeah.
But the difference is that the touristy places are the best indication of culture quickly, because you can't just be like, I want to go to Paris, but I'm not going to go to the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre and things. I'm going to go and look at some cafe in the back alley. It's like, that's great. Like, by all means, do that. Fun, right? Don't quaint cafes in Paris. Very nice. But that isn't the French experience. That isn't French culture. That's just French people have cafes.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think
how is the Eiffel Tower like their culture then?
Well, there was a guy who jumped off there to prove that the parachute worked.
In nothing but a long coat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was also another con guy that managed to convince someone to buy it because he thought he managed to convince the guy that he owned it.
With the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, he convinced the guy by the Eiffel Tower that he actually owned the Eiffel Tower and that he could sell him the Eiffel Tower, and he actually did it.
I mean, can
you imagine that conversation? So you own it, yeah. I totally own the whole tower. I'm in complete control.
Looking to sell.
yeah. I'm just imagining he goes up to the top of the tower and puts up a wooden placard. It's just for sale
on the top of the tower. Yeah, it's really visible.
It's good advertisement, I think.
Yeah, don't take a picture of the Eiffel Tower at night. By the way, just saying, it's illegal.
Really?
Yeah, copyrighted.
By who?
Eiffel Tower, the lights on the Eiffel Tower.
Oh,
the lights on the
Eiffel particular.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they'll never sue you for it. You can do it, but you're not actually allowed to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for commercial reasons.
That is such a French thing.
That's borderline racist. Well, xenophobic at least.
or francophobic.
Who knows? That was my position, is that you don't actually visit countries to experience their culture, right? It's just a lie that people who want to go on holiday to see some sights say.
Okay,
if you want to experience the culture of a place, the best way, in my opinion, to do it is to read the works of the people who live there. To read their stories and to read their books that they write that can be fictional, because that will give you an insight into the human mindset living in that time period in that place, which is a much better representation of the culture than just visiting a building that happens to be old.
I think it's a compilation of all of it. Watch their films, read their books, talk to the people, watch their news.
I think that would probably give you a better sense of
I mean, listen, you're not obviously going to fully experience the culture and get a real true idea of it for being over there for a week or so. You're never going to. But I like to at least get some sort of taste for the everything: the culture, the cuisine, the environment, the people, the views, everything.
I mean but that is mainly what I would go there for. Is the views and the cuisine.
Well, but at the very least, you like to go on holiday to sometimes just relax, get away from the and it's a change of scenery.
Yeah, I find it really hard to actually properly. No, but it doesn't achieve the same kind of thing. If you are away from, or at least in my case, if I'm away from home, in some nice out of the city or out of town place for a week, it's a really good reset. It just allows me to
maybe you are like this, Lewis, because you're not like us normal people. But for most people, I think that
it's offensive.
I mean, not really. Well, actually, no. Sorry,
I thought you liked being
it's insinuating Actually, no, sorry, no, it is offensive to Lewis, and I apologise. I slightly insinuated you were like humanity. In reality, you're nothing like us. But
I'm as human as the rest of you. That came off as not human.
That's what the alien tried to convince the humanity that he's.
That's exactly what an alien would say.
I have emotions. I feel things.
Listen, I have emotions. I have misery. I have sadness. I have frustration.
Yeah, I've teared up at things.
I have pessimism. I hate everything. I have emotions.
Listen, hate is a very strong emotion.
No, it's overused. We need something stronger now.
It's self-loathing. It's like hatred, but directed inwards, so it hurts you as you do it. It's a self-perpetuating cycle.
This is why we bring Lewis here. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So unlike you, maybe Lewis, most of us at least, maybe I think, or maybe I can really speak for myself. I find it easier to compartmentalize the rest of our life and put it on the back burner and worry and leave to worry about it later if we have a change of venue.
Yeah, but that's why I understand what you're saying, Matt. I actually agree with it, which is why I do that all the time. I do my work not in my house, and my house.
I don't mean just outside of your house. I mean a change of city, a change of country.
Yeah, but you could literally go from Edinburgh to Portsmouth, and that would be a significant change without leaving the country.
Yeah, you can go on holiday. You can go on holiday.
You don't need to leave the country to do that.
I agree.
No, you don't.
You can go on holiday in the UK.
Yeah.
I've done it many a time.
It's nice to.
I don't think that's a holiday though. I kind of do and I kind of don't. So when I was young, I used to go to Norfolk every year. Right, Norfolk.
What the hell is there to do in Norfolk?
Loads. There was we stayed in a sort of a house by the docks. So we stayed in Burnham Overy, and there was we knew a woman there who would rent out her house pretty cheap, and she only rented it to 3 people. We were one of the families that she rented to. So we'd go there, and my grandparents wanted to go there, and they like to go on the walks and the actual holiday things that normal people would do. And I would go there for the cake and the mazes and some of the other things.
Yeah,
specifically cake first, maze second.
I liked Victoria Sponge when I was young. I've come to realise that it sucks because
I don't mind Victoria Sponge.
It's fine. The problem with it is that the jam is always it's always got bits in it. It's a bit.
That's a bit of strawberry.
No, but it ends up crunchy in not proper crunchy, but it's just
crunchy. What the hell? Wait, crunchy.
I got a back brace and having that stuff go on my back brace. It's not fun. So I don't.
Sorry, crunchy. What kind of jam are you eating?
I'm eating normal jam, Matt. It's just that I want my jam to be smooth, and it's not always smooth. There's sometimes very small bits.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, no, it's the seeds. It's the seeds in the strawberry, isn't it?
I hate it, and everyone does it like that. So that sucks.
You just make your own.
Oh, that's just. I don't have an oven, Josh.
Well, I'm saying now, but when you were younger.
Just put it by the radiator.
Why would I do that though? I'm not that into it. I don't eat cake normally. If my birthday, I don't have a cake.
I don't remember the last time I had a cake.
5 minutes ago.
Can you imagine? It's just
got such poor memory.
It's it's been at least an hour. I'm sure.
Favorite cake flavor.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
It's not even a contest.
Yeah.
Coffee and walnut.
Okay, you can be wrong because both of those are absolutely vile.
I can imagine
walnut cake is great.
There's only one good type of nut, and it's pecan. Actually,
I can imagine coffee being
pistachio.
Okay.
I'm sorry, pistachio, peanut, walnut, chestnut, almond.
Peanut's kind of crap. So is walnut. Pistachio's the only one in that list that you've said that I will stand by and say it's pretty alright. But even then they have to be salted, otherwise they end up just bland and flavourless. Much like most holidays.
Walnuts don't need salt.
Walnuts just suck.
I'm sorry.
They don't.
Are we already gonna discuss nuts?
Yes.
No, we're not. We're moving on holidays.
Okay, so
ladies and gentlemen, the perfect example of how we can argue about anything. We just ended up having an argument on nuts.
In fairness, you did say something dumb. So
you see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This guy, Josh, I'm going to hurt him, and I'm going to enjoy doing it.
I wouldn't blame you. Honestly.
The audience may have noticed my role on the show is provocateur.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not your role in the podcast. That's your role in our friendship relationship.
Well, yeah, someone's going to say the dumb things to get the conversation going.
Literally, it was so bad that, context. Basically, when we were at secondary school, the head years, the year 11s, would be, if you wanted to, you could apply for titles of mentor or prefect. Green tie, red tie. Or at least those are the colours for our school.
My tie colour was not very good.
So Lewis became a mentor and I became a prefect. And one part of being either one is that you would do hallway duty, where basically you would just sit in the hallways and make sure that everyone was outside during lunch and not inside.
I want to mention, this sounds like a horrible job, but me and Matt chose to do it together, so pretty alright job, because it was essentially what we were doing already, but we also got the added luxury of being able to leave, lessons 5 minutes early.
Yeah. So we were able to leave lessons early when we were on duty, grab lunch, and then we'd just sit in a corridor and just argue with each other all through lunch. Literally, this is how bad. This is literally how it got to at one point. It got to a point where we ended up having an argument in the middle of a hallway where Lewis was basically turning around and saying, because mentors are so much more superior and important than prefects. You're just below us.
Okay, to be fair, this was a joke, but it sounds like it's not a joke.
Because you didn't say it like one.
You had a green tie as well. That's such... I'm just thinking Slytherin, and it's all fitting into place.
It really is. And I had a red tie. I had a red tie, so I was Gryffindor. And I've also taken the test on Harry Potter's online website, and apparently I am Gryffindor. I think honestly, it says
you like, but you're a Hufflepuff.
Actually, to be honest, I actually agree. It says I'm Gryffindor, but I'm definitely Hufflepuff.
I know, it says I'm Slytherin, and I'm like, come on, guys. Obviously, I'm a Gryffindor.
Oh, are you sure?
Really?
I'd rather be Ravenclaw. Really? Honestly, Ravenclaw. To be fair, right? No, wait.
Ravenclaw is misunderstood.
Wait, because I feel like I'm going to come off as like an arse from this comment you made, Matt, about the mentor prefect thing.
Oh,
so I'm going to argue the position legitimately.
You won't. You won't come off as an arse from that comment, Lewis. You'll come off from an arse as just being on this podcast. But that's besides the point. Anyway, carry on.
Here was my reasoning, right? I'm going to give it a mathematical context.
The mathematical context.
So natural numbers are the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, forever.
How is this guy managing to equivalent this to maths?
And integers are
somehow I hate him more.
1, 0, -1, 2, -2, and in that direction, right? Whole numbers in positive, negative, and zero.
Okay, fine. I'm with you so far.
Okay, so to be a mentor, you had to be a prefect.
Oh my god, here we go. Here we go.
For Matt to be let's assign Matt the natural number set, right? To be an integer, a mentor, I already had to be a natural number. But I was more superior. Okay, we can move on. That was my reasoning back then.
Okay, I can kind of understand this
It was so weird, Josh. We'd be in corridors and you'd have the lower years walking through the corridors and they'd just be looking at... Because most of the time, obviously, especially when I was younger, you'd see the prefects and mentors sitting in the hallways and they'd be doing bugger all. They'd just be sitting there just, doing nothing. Yeah. Just maybe chatting and that'd be it. They come past us and we're in full-fledged, Your Honour legal arguments here. And they're walking past us what the?
It was good times.
You're ready to throw a chair at each other.
Do you know what I also... Lewis, do you know what I also remember?
No, I don't. Tell me.
I also distinctly remember, if you remember, this is definitely year 11, I think. Do you remember when, the languages department, and right next to the languages department, there's a huge, wooden board, and they were building scaffolding past it, because they were, extending out.
Yeah, they were building an extension, yeah.
They were building out the extension, yeah. I remember us sitting there, multiple lunchtimes, I think, because that's where we were opposed to.
Yeah, but that's where we were saying.
And we ended up talking about, different elemental power combinations.
Matt, this is a really long conversation that I don't want to have right now.
Okay, no. But we don't have to have it now. But and that's going to sound really convoluted to anyone listening. But I just remember having those conversations over like loads of lunchtimes, and then we'd just come back, and Josh would be looking at us like, "What the hell are you on about?"
Because we introduced the concept to Josh, so you don't have to worry what the concept is. We introduced it to Josh, and Josh was like, "Oh, okay, I can see that." And then like we'd do our like 3 days a week like mentor prefect thing, and then we'd come back after having spent an hour and a half talking about it and the conceivable limits of what you could do, and Josh was like, I'm lost.
Yeah, Josh would just be like, I'm sorry, what?
Because I only experienced like a percentage of this of what you were talking about with this. So
100% is a percentage.
I can't say anything.
Everyone.
I can't say anything.
Everyone. You guys. Do you see what we have to deal with?
This is provocative pedantry.
I know.
Do you see what we have to deal with here?
I was about to say fraction, but are you going to say like 1/1 is a fraction?
Anything over 1 is a fraction.
Josh, I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to.
Again, like, I wouldn't mind.
You experienced a non-100%. You experienced a percentage that was less than 100%.
Yes, it was less
Lewis,
than
you better hope to God that I never come back from Canada.
Yes. You're right.
A positive less than 100% of the conversation.
I would say God. Like less than 60%. I probably I experienced like less than 60% of what you guys were talking about with this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was confusing.
And then I took that, and then I was
way too much depth.
I hold on to it with an iron grip, thinking one day I'll do something with this idea.
One day. But no,
I tried for way too long and it didn't work.
But no, I honestly just remember having those discussions like over loads and loads of lunch times, which was it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just remember. Yeah, I used to get a pasta pot as well. That's what I do. I get a pasta pot and a drink, and then we'd go into.
I remember. Yeah.
Lunch. It's funny how you remember the little things. Anyway, sorry, Lewis. You wanted to bring up something else we could argue about profusely.
I don't think I actually did.
Really?
I mean, we were talking about like holidays and things, and like that happened.
Yeah.
But like my final position on that would just be just sit at home and do it at home. It's cheaper.
But it's not the same though, is it? It's just not the same.
Just that you can't talk to your friends. Your friends don't go with you, and if they do, they have to pay. But if you're both at home, I'm just taking some time off from work. I'll like catch up on some TV. I'll just relax, de-stress. Won't do anything for a bit. Be nice.
You won't have to fly and end up in a plane crash.
Exactly, right? It's like there are so many issues with traveling that why do it when you can just be at home in an environment that you can create to your liking and do that? Like the money you could spend on a holiday instead,
hey guys, we're going off on a holiday.
Like just put that money and like make your living environment better.
Okay.
And then you might not need as many holidays. It's a long-term like mental health solution as opposed to a short-term solution.
To be honest, when it comes to my mum, I would rather she didn't go on holiday, or at least I didn't have to go on holiday with her.
Don't go on holiday with her.
Yeah.
I'm not now. That was the last major family holiday we were going on.
Yeah.
I keep being told that we're going to go to Canada one day, me and my mum, and it's just never happening. I'm convinced.
Anyway, in particular,
I feel bad
or
though,
just Canada?
Because we want to visit my cousin who lives out in Canada, and then we thought we'd just go and see some sites, Niagara Falls, that kind of thing. But then every time I think about it, I'm just like, yeah, but Canada's so big, and it's so much nothing.
I mean,
and it's so far.
Sure.
Right?
I'm sorry.
I really want to go and see my cousin.
I want that on the tourist boards. Canada, it's huge and a whole lot of nothing.
And it's really far.
You could go see that.
To be fair, I will agree that the concept of distances over here is so different to back home. Like in Britain, we're so used to like being like, oh wow, this is so far. This is 150 miles away. In
Canada,
it's a
3-hour drive.
In Canada, that's like that's next door. So. For instance, from where I am, Toronto is like an hour and a half, 2 hours drive away. That's basically the only city I can get to without having to like either get a train or fly.
So that's considered close.
Yeah,
I guess
that's about the distance to my house from here, like my parents' house.
Yeah. So it's about 2 hours away, Toronto, and that's the only town I can get to without flying, basically. Because I could get train, but the train's going to take forever.
I hate it. I hate Canada. I hate America. I want to live on my tiny little island and just fade away.
I mean, is it? I think I read somewhere that you're never more than like 70 miles from the sea in Britain.
Yeah, Birmingham's like the furthest you're going to get.
Also, you're welcome, Lewis, listening to this on feedback, because I imagine you're going to have to fact check that and then tell me I'm stupid and dumb and wrong in the next episode.
Because my grandparents were Brummies, and they would always talk about, we always want to go and see the sea. We're so far from the sea. And
meanwhile, then Canada in like...
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, we're dead centre inland. We're, hundreds of miles from the sea.
Like, we could drive for like a day and a half and not see an ocean.
And the problem is, like, I hate the ocean, generally. Like, going to the beach in summer with, like, some friends, sure, why not? But, like...
In fairness,
I live 20 minutes away from it when I'm at home. Like, in
fairness, though, British
work.
beaches do tend to be rubbish compared to ones in other countries.
Our water is terrible.
And our beaches.
Our beaches, like...
word of warning, any tourists coming over to Britain, don't go to the beaches. Unless it's like during that like 2-week period in like June when there's actually a thing called the sun that comes out and then disappears away
for a couple of weeks.
50 weeks.
You're an idiot. We had like a 3-week heat wave. We get one every year and it keeps getting longer.
Actually, no, that is true, yeah.
It's just becoming summer now. That's it.
It was pretty bad.
You forget, guys.
It's like
you forget that beaches are really interesting from a geological perspective.
Yeah, well, I'm not a geologist.
Could be though.
Did you ever think about that? You could just become a geologist. He's got a point.
Let's say you had
Lewis's logic. It's like, hey, Lewis, I'm not a nuclear physicist. Yeah, could be.
Let's say you had an infinite amount of time in some hypothetical good place.
And had an interest in everything that was extensive enough that I would want to, get a degree in it.
I mean, if you had infinite time, I'm sure you'd like.
To be fair,
you'd end up making the time
for
on
the news a
things
guy
that
that had like 24 degrees or something stupid over his lifetime.
That's pretty dangerous. They say your body shouldn't be below 30.
That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
Gosh, I'm going to hurt him.
It was pretty good
to do it.
I'm going to.
It was good.
Oh my god.
So Josh, have you seen the recent episode of The Good Place?
I have.
So we're going to talk about The Good Place for a bit.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was good.
I was really sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, A Good Place? What's A Good Place? Oh, is that the TV show?
Yeah.
Is that the one with
for the final episode of The Good Place?
Yeah.
So
I mean, Matt, do you mind?
Yeah, Matt doesn't care.
Nah, I don't think I do.
So, for the record, and this may not be like we may not put this in, but I did call the ending of The Good Place kinda.
Well, you say that about practically every ending of any TV show you ever watch. Oh,
so right here,
predictable.
Right here is where we're going to put in the clip of me calling it if we have the clip.
Okay.
Wasn't that wonderful?
That was a cool clip.
That might be. Josh, you're welcome.
So obviously, if the clip was there, it shows that I was almost right. But I didn't predict the last 3 episodes. But I did predict most of it. Which I think
you predicted the solution, right?
Yeah, I predicted the solution.
If you can remember correctly, so what did you exactly predict then?
So my prediction was, because they were trying to find a solution, because everyone was getting sent to the bad place because the world was so overly complicated. And then my solution, or like what I thought they would do, was they would have it so when you die, you do a test, and then you repeat the test over and over and over again until you eventually pass. That was I think that's what I said. It was just pretty close to what I said, at very least. If the clip is there.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to go back and check.
Yeah, I'll help find it.
How long ago would this have been then?
This was Disconnected episode 1 in the test episodes.
Oh.
Ooh.
In the test?
Which is
in the
why
test episodes?
Which is why that
was the actual Disconnected, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It was a test episode.
I don't believe that. That was
through the show notes.
So
you will not find
ago.
a reference to The Good Place, but if you look through the test episode show notes, you'll find a reference to The Good Place.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
there was only like 4 weeks ago, wasn't it? What? Okay.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, the third one.
So
I turned up for the first 2 ones, and then I didn't turn up for the third one.
And then we did the fourth one.
Although I think I missed the third one. It's probably a better grammatical.
Didn't turn up.
We're on episode 12 now, though. Like,
yeah, and there were 4 test episodes.
Holy cow! We're on episode 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not including test episodes.
So, regardless of any of this,
yeah,
I predicted some of it, but I didn't predict that The Good Place would kind of suck. Because it didn't occur to me they would go that route.
Yeah.
Like, why would it?
Yeah, that was an interesting development.
And when they did that, I absolutely hated it.
Why?
Because the way that they phrased it was more of, you get bored of The Good Place. Which, if you watch the final hour-long episode, you realise actually what they were going for was people in The Good Place feel complete.
Yeah.
They don't want anything anymore. And it's not that they're bored, it's that they're satisfied and they sort of don't want to continue.
Yeah.
Because they have no purpose. Which I think, that's why the door seems so weird to me when they proposed it. So the idea behind the door is if you walk through the door, you will die. You will just fade into nothingness.
Yeah.
You'll be returned to the universe. But when you watch the final episode, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And then, I think Jason's death hit me the hardest.
Sorry, for some reason I just...
and it also wasn't...
thought you meant Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham died.
No, I mean Jason Momoa. Come on, guys. He's going to marry Janet.
Then I just remembered, is it one of the Nerd Cubed Emma Blackery videos?
Yeah, it's Jason Statham chasing bacon.
Yeah, Jason Statham. Sorry, chasing bacon.
Wow, that is a throwback.
Yeah, that's a throwback. You're welcome for that throwback.
We shouldn't remember. But it's a really sad end to a happy show.
Yeah. I think it's fitting. It is fitting.
I really like that Tahani just went and became an architect.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Eleanor would do it. Once the episode, I was like, this would be where she ends. Yeah. This would make sense. Because Tahani never did anything when she was an architect. But I was working with Eleanor to test some people.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't... I guess it would have made more sense for Eleanor to kind of be more involved with that side of it, but
it also makes sense that she would just spend eternity with Chidi as best she could.
Yeah, but well, she wasn't able to do that.
No. Oh god, I think about it more and more, and it's it's really weird thinking that she just walked through the door. Chidi I get, and Jason I kind of get too, although Jason's final wish was weird. But it didn't make sense for Eleanor to walk through the door because she got Mindy to maybe someday do the test. It felt a little bit rushed at the end.
It did. I would have thought that she'd be okay, my purpose is now, I'm helping this person. I'm going to stay and help this person.
Yeah, I think she needed like an extra 5 to 10 minutes to really like finish her arc.
Yeah.
Which maybe there was time to put that in, maybe there wasn't, it was still a really good ending for what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
A little, like, I mean, how Chidi ended was like...
It was sad.
Okay, so he said he had it for weeks, or like for a long time.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it came on near instantly in the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was not satisfied. Like, he was reading like a terrible book by the name of The Da Vinci Code.
Ooh.
That's what the show said. I'm not saying it. And then I've tried to read the Da Vinci Code.
I have not really read it. I've tried. I think
note the operative word.
Sorry, no, I haven't even started reading the Da Vinci Code. It's the one before that. What's the one before?
Don't. They're not good.
Anyway, right.
They're bad.
You have said
complicated messes.
So you are saying that it's bad now, then?
Yes, I'm saying it's bad. It's overly complicated mess. It's way too long.
Okay.
You just can't commit to it. But he seemed like not entirely satisfied then, and then completely satisfied the next scene.
Yeah.
When they were at dinner. And that was a little quick, Like, I think if they showed he was entirely satisfied beforehand, or like a bit more, maybe that would have been better.
Yeah.
Maybe the hint that he was satisfied with was that he was reading a bad Dan Brown book. Maybe that was the big hint.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
was it. That was the hint.
Very well could have been. And I don't know. I
really
liked the show.
I thought it was fine.
But I really wanted it to go on a bit longer,
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, but...
And then Patty didn't show up again. It's
to end eventually.
It's a really weird thing to, like, introduce... what's her name? Lisa Kudrow?
Yeah.
And then only have her for one episode. I know that the reason they did that was because they said that only Phoebe would go to the good place in, like, episode 6. And that's why they got the Phoebe actor to be in the good place. Yeah.
Forgot about that.
How long is the show in totality?
4 seasons, 13 episodes each.
And each episode is how long?
20 minutes.
Apart from the last
20
episode.
times 13 times 4.
Yeah. So, I don't have a huge amount to say about The Good Place, except that I called the ending, kinda. I just
good.
Like it.
Hmm?
We don't talk about a show that I don't like. Isn't Red versus Blue? We should talk about Red versus Blue because
we need to.
17.3 reoccurring hours.
Wait, hang on. Before we do Red versus Blue, let's have a quick break from TV talk because it's occurred to me that I'm going to tell Matt a story.
Oh,
story time!
I've told Josh the story.
Have you got your cookies and milk?
I've said to Josh, I don't think Matt's going to appreciate my story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the pipe one.
Okay.
Right? I think he's going to...
I have no idea what's going on.
I'm going to tell you the pipe story. It isn't how it sounds.
Okay.
So, I started my new lectures up this week.
Right.
Wow me.
Yeah,
and I'm doing viscous fluid dynamics.
You're doing, what?
Viscous fluid dynamics.
Am I supposed to understand that?
Do you know what viscous means?
Thick.
Kinda. And do you know what fluid is?
No, viscous fluid. Okay, so like something like custard.
Like honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it applies to water too, but a viscosity of 0 is still viscosity, but
sure. But when I think of a viscous liquid, I think of something like custard, something you can walk on almost. Well, it doesn't have to be something you can walk on, but like
that's not how viscosity is. Well, it's runny and sticky and like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. But you can walk on custard.
Sure. So that's what
you just don't stand
I'm studying. I get into the lecture and I sit down, and we were just in the lecture just before this. I had like I had scientific computation and numerical analysis. Aren't I a clever boy?
Cool. Okay. You see, this is the other thing I get annoyed at, right? We've said about how you can sound so smart. Not only is it like in maths, like you put a simple equation on a blackboard and then suddenly you're like a child prodigy genius. If you go to a maths lecture, you automatically sound genius because it's like you study, what was the name of that lecture?
Scientific computation and numerical analysis.
Now, I'm sorry, but if you say to anyone that's what you're going to a lecture to study, you're automatically thinking this person has an IQ of 170,000. Like, meanwhile, I'm just like, I'm going to a lecture on
British history,
the Enlightenment effects on the French Revolution. And it's like, oh God, why can't I sound smart with my lectures?
I mean, you could. You just, have to spout, more theorems, I guess.
Unless you're doing the history of mathematics, maybe.
Oh, wouldn't that be a boring course? My God.
Almost as boring as the history of economics or business. Actually, no. The history of law. I could actually have taken that as a module this year. The history of Canadian law. How many times would I have wanted to kill myself wanting to do that module?
One, and
really
you've done
does. It really does sound like it would have sucked.
Oh God, now I have to put another suicide hotline in. No!
Oh, no.
Oh, Lewis. Stop advocating for people to kill themselves. It's not worth it, people.
While I was in this lecture, the scientific computation numerical analysis one, we were talking about like solving equations with numerical methods, yada yada yada. It's a bit boring.
It certainly sounds like it. I don't even understand what you're saying.
This lecture was incredible. No, I'm going to tell you this bit first because it's immediately here. Apparently, computers can't count.
Getting very riled up.
Computers can't count.
Okay, that's like a slightly misleading.
That's like my entire purpose here, Josh.
What, to count?
No, to say that computers can't count.
What's your job as a mathematician? To count. Look, I've got fingers and toes.
Matt, I can count better than a computer can.
Wow.
Fact. You give me a problem. If I give myself a problem and I give the computer the same problem, I can make it so the computer cannot solve the problem.
Okay. Yeah, you kick the computer in.
Right? Because computers have like this finite space they can count. So like 1 plus some number is like the minimum amount you can add to 1 to get a new result. So 1 plus this number is equal to something that's not 1, but anything smaller than this number, you get 1 again. Which means that depending on how you do your counting, you can end up with like very wrong answers. And this astounded me.
Okay.
I like that I'm the only one here who's excited by this. I knew this would happen.
I mean, I get it.
The thing is, Lewis,
it's just
we
not
don't understand
too
what you're saying.
Well, I do because
it's like
we've already talked about it a bit.
Yeah, I explained this in more like detail.
Fine. I don't understand what you're saying.
Imagine a number, a small number, like a real small, with like 16 zeros in front of it.
I don't know. What would you call that number?
A decimal.
Okay.
A real number.
Yeah, okay.
A real small number.
Anyway, sorry, right, okay. 16 zeros in front of it, right.
Right, and we're going to call this number machine precision.
Okay.
And what this means is this is the smallest number that I can add to 1 on a computer and have the answer change from 1. So 1 plus this number is equal to 1 plus this number. But if I do 1 plus half of this number, it's equal to 1 because the number is too small for the computer to like do the maths and just goes, well, this is equal to 0. And then 1 plus 0 is 1.
Right,
so
okay.
Computers stop breaking.
I think I'm actually with you, right, okay.
Because computers have they only have a certain number of bits.
Yeah, they have like a finite amount they can count. So I came up with the ending of a great screenplay for Hollywood.
Really?
A guy designs a robot.
Oh God, this is going to be so bad. Like, this is going to be something where it's like, oh wow, so every mathematician, the rest of us are going to be sat in the cinema going, what?
No, because every mathematician would go, yeah, no one would make that mistake. But let's assume. So I wouldn't make this mistake. That wouldn't happen. So a guy builds a robot. He's a really good like AI developer, and he builds like a sentient Skynet. right?
Wow, that's never been done before.
But he's a moron in like mathematical terms, and he doesn't fix his code. So now, as he starts trying to like get it to solve equations, it's a super advanced high-tech machine. So it's picking like really small values for its approximations. As such, its error is enormous because the guy hasn't corrected the error, which you're meant to do. And it's a really easy mistake to make. So now the Skynet is completely ineffectual because every time it tries to shoot someone, it solves some like equation and just gets it entirely wrong, and ends up shooting like across the street.
Okay,
nice.
Okay, so this would this be like a comedy or?
Yeah, it would be just like it would be like a really anticlimactic ending.
So the Terminator's coming for you. It's like it's gonna shoot you, and then it just misses.
It's very
30
Monty
yards.
Python, and like, oh, we just couldn't afford to shoot the final scene where the robot has the big fight with the heroes, so the robot just can't hit the heroes, and they push him over.
It's like do you remember the famous scene in the first Indiana Jones film where they're like?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay, never mind. Josh, do you remember the famous scene from Indiana Jones where they're in Cairo and he runs across that guy with that giant sword and he's like flipping the sword around and they're about to have a giant fight?
Gonna be honest, never seen it.
But what I can,
oh my god! Right.
what I can say
I
about
think I know the
is,
scene. I think I know the scene.
No, but basically the story of the scene is...
Don't get dysentery, folks.
The story of the scene is that so when Indiana Jones was filming in Cairo, it's the first Indiana Jones film, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's a point where Indy is running through Cairo, and at one point the crowd like parts, and there's like this guy with this like giant sword there, and he's like flipping it around. They were supposed to do this like huge choreographed like fight scene between the two of them, and basically everyone came down. The whole film crew, whilst they were out there, came down with illness.
They had dysentery.
Yeah, or something like it.
Except the director.
Except Steven Spielberg, because he brought baked beans. He ate nothing but baked beans whilst he was out there and didn't get ill because he wasn't eating the food there. Because Harrison Ford was ill, he jokingly suggested instead that he just shoot the guy. And they actually thought about it and thought it was actually so in line with Indy's character that they actually liked it. So in the final cut of the film, you have the guy, like flipping the sword around and everything, and then Indy just pulls his revolver out and just shoots him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good scene.
There you go, fun fact for you. Anyway, sorry. So, what were you get? So, was that the whole thing you were saying about with you? Was that it for the maths thing you were saying though?
That was the dumb like ending to this. Like, this is just like a thing I was thinking about in my lecture while I was like zoning out because I was getting a bit bored. It was really interesting, but like I just had enough.
At a certain point, it's you just can't anymore. Your brain turns off.
It was in the second hour, and it was just like I want to just like do something,
you know.
And then I had to go into 2 hours of viscous fluid dynamics. So we're back here.
God.
We're back in viscous fluid dynamics. Welcome.
It's
not as good as 301 like math lab or whatever it was, the name of my fictional country in game theory. Don't ask.
What?
So yeah, there's a fictional country that we use for examples in game theory. It's called Math 301 Land. They had a referendum. It was very, very interesting.
Sure. In
viscous fluid dynamics, the first thing we get like given is this equation that we'd looked at in scientific computation, and they were saying this is really hard to solve numerically. And in viscous fluid dynamics, he writes it on the board or he pulls it up on the like screen and says, "If you solve this equation, you will receive $1 million." And he's not lying.
What?
Nobody ever has solved this. The only fluid dynamics equation.
The only one.
This is the only one. No one has solved it. I'm studying it for the next 6 months.
Well, and I imagine this is what we're going to be listening to and listening back with fond memories once Lewis makes his millions and solves the equation and puts all the funding into this podcast and we all get super famous. Right, Lewis?
I doubt it.
which bit? The fun. The.
Oh no, I'll leave that up to you.
I was going to say which bit? The solving of the equation, or actually helping us out?
Probably both. It's like so. That was baffling that we were studying it.
What would you? Sorry, I was just thinking of another question.
Oh, you can ask it in a minute because Matt, what do you know about water?
I can drink it.
It's incompressible, right? So
why is it incompressible?
We went down very different lines there.
Well, this is because of the point I'm leading to. This is like the most backwards thing I've ever heard in my entire life, but it kind of makes sense. So, Matt, imagine you've got like a pipe of water, right? And there's water coming in at a constant rate. It never changes. It's always like 1 liter per second. And then we at the end have like a smaller pipe so that it has to funnel through a smaller space. But as we know, with water can't be compressed, so the water coming out has to go really fast now to compensate. So the pressure gets higher, right?
Yeah, sure, okay.
No. When there's more water going through the pipe faster, the pressure gets lower.
Oh. Really?
This blew my mind.
What?
I know.
What?
Finally! That's the reaction I wanted.
What? How the hell does more water going through a pipe faster decrease pressure?
Well, there's two things to consider. You've got potential energy and kinetic energy. So
I get that.
So laws of thermodynamics can't generate energy. Doesn't happen. They can't create, can't destroy.
You can transfer energy, but you can never create it.
Right? So you've got a kinetic energy like of the water moving through it, when the pipe is larger, and you have its potential energy and pressure. As the pipe gets smaller, its kinetic energy increases.
Right.
So its potential energy has to drop to compensate. And its potential energy is pressure. So the pressure has to drop to compensate for the increase in speed.
Okay. Actually, yeah, no, I do get that.
This blew, it makes so much sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But it seems so backwards.
Is this
it seems backwards, but no, I get that.
Wait, so okay, the way I'm justifying it now is that the pipe is smaller, therefore there's less area for there to be pressure. And is this the right line to be thinking?
No, because pressure is a constant thing in a given section. Right?
Okay.
Think of it as a uniform thing. It's purely just because of the energy has to change. I don't know the physics about it. You might be right, but this is the maths behind it.
Hmm.
So I've fallen in love with fluid dynamics.
Yeah.
Also in this lecture, we saw water with magnetic salt in it spun around on top of an electromagnet that takes a day to turn on and off, and then another and that made it a cool shape. And then we saw another thing where there was a droplet of water being sort of levitated in the air by the magnet and then shot with 20,000 volts.
Ooh, that must have been cool.
We weren't in the room. It was a video. But yes, it was very cool.
I'd have been scared if I was in the room.
It sort of shrank and then split out into...
Wait, hang on. When you say so they were levitating the water drop, how did they shock it?
I think with a rod.
Did they shoot? Did they literally
I think they shot lightning at it.
Yeah, they shot lightning at it. Right. Okay. Cool. So what did the water drop do?
It it sort of spiked. It contracted and then sort of had the spines of water stick out.
Cool.
All I'm saying is, if this is what being a plumber is like,
I'm not sure it is.
Somewhat, I don't think you get to shock someone's toilet system.
Sorry, love. I just need to bring the generator in here for a quick second. I need to pass 40,000 volts through your plumbing system. No. It's nothing to do with the plumbing itself. I just want to have fun.
It just looks cool.
There was another event
it's just cool imagery.
Which happened in the 60s to 80s, where the Soviets shot rockets into the ground. With,
of course it's the Soviets. Of course it's the Soviets.
The UK scientists did this as well. Just shot rockets into the ground to make the water do weird things.
What?
Because they were having like a competition with them. It was a science race. They were fighting with nukes and things, but like these scientists were going at each other by firing rockets into the ground to make cool water
You
shapes.
scientific mathematician lot are just balmy. We're just sat here
buried. A great time over here.
We're just sat behind books buried in them and just learning about, years gone by. Meanwhile, you lot are stood up in some factory somewhere, levitating water particles and shooting them with lightning and then shooting rockets into the ground just to see what water does.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't done in a factory. It was done in a lab. It was done in my university's lab.
What are you learning today, Jimmy? We're learning what happens when you shoot 20,000 volts through water.
So I also want to just quickly address, just in case anybody is listening to this from my university.
Your head of department's listening to this going, what is he saying? We're not all electrocuting madmen.
This was the introduction lecture. Afterwards, little bit less, like this. Like, at the moment...
What do you think he's worried about? My God, he sounds like he's having far too much fun in that lecture. What the hell's wrong with that lecture?
Yeah, like at the moment we're learning things like the material derivative and like the Reynolds transport theorem. Or, I don't know, conversion of mass and the stream function. And the flow visualization.
I don't know what you're talking about. This seems just like hilariously good fun.
Yeah, and then the stress tensor. Oh, I'm looking. I don't want that. So it
sounds like an absolute whale of a time, Lewis.
Honestly, really interesting. It's nice to have some professors that have some genuine interest in their subjects.
Well, it's always good to have a professor.
This is the first semester where I've had a professor that genuinely made jokes.
Really?
Yeah. So my game theory professor this semester. I say this semester as if it's a single semester topic. Basically, he constantly says, like, is this cool? And no one will respond, because of course not. And he says, the answer is yes. And he says, anytime I ask one of these questions, the answer is yes. And so he's been doing it for a couple of lectures in a row. And, like, you can tell what the actual joke's going to be here then.
Yeah.
One time he's going to say no.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to wait until, like, the end of the year. He's already done it.
What was the reaction?
I mean, like, he's a funny guy, so, people laughed. Because it was the end of a lecture, and he was like, do we have time for this proof? No. I'll see you next week. And then he left.
And then he just left?
Well, I didn't left before him, but, like, he started packing up, and we were just told to leave.
My teacher for one of my modules last term did almost practically did a mic drop at the end of semester.
Oh.
Literally, he gave like a whole speech. I mean, to be fair, this guy was mental. Like, I won't get into everything he did, but like this guy was practically clinically insane. We loved him because he was balmy, but he was. This guy was. I think you know which lecture I'm talking about. I think I spoke to him with you guys.
Yeah, but
before.
He's not rich though, so how can he be balmy? Surely he would actually just be like a danger to society. He's rich, he's eccentric. Other than that,
but literally at the end of this module, he literally was like giving this like really philosophical speech about I don't know, like never giving up and hope, and it was getting really weirdly like philosophical and everything, which wasn't really that surprising because he did that all the time. But and then at the end of it, he literally was still talking to us as he like collected his briefcase, put his coat on and everything, and then signed his name on the blackboard, dropped the pen, walked out.
Oh,
is that a mic drop?
It's a pen drop.
It's a pen drop, yeah. But like, it was so weird. Like, and then, do you know what's even weirder?
That is weird.
The whole class then applauded.
What? I've been saying they're just not understanding.
Like it's the White House like dinner evening where like Obama did the mic drop and everyone started like applauding, and it's like, why are you all clapping?
Yeah, that would have been really weird to be in that room, I'm sure.
I was like, what?
It feels weird, and I'm just hearing someone else tell it.
Yeah.
I've never had that before in my life. I've never in my life been in a lecture and at the end of it had the whole lecture room clap as the lecture leaves.
I've had it once.
That's
the guy deserved
so weird. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He told a killer joke, and I can't remember. I'm so sad I can't remember it. But the entire lecture was building to this joke.
The whole lecture for one joke? Kudos to him.
Well, it was just a normal lecture, but throughout the like teachings, there would be these subtle jokes, like, and they didn't make a lot of sense. And as the thing came to a close,
when was this? Was this year 1 or 2?
This would have been first year. It was my linear mathematics thing, and it was just like, I don't remember what happened. I mean, like I've said like just a minute ago that like it's nice to have a lecturer who can genuinely make some jokes. Like I have had some who are funny. Like this guy was he was a pretty right guy. He was pretty good at what he did.
Well, I'd hope so.
Have you had lecturers before, Matt?
Yeah, actually, no, that's true.
They're not here to teach; they're here to research, and teaching just happens to be a job.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, you do sometimes get lecturers that you can tell a lot exactly on the teaching end of the spectrum.
It is weird though, because my fluid dynamics teacher looks like Bruce Green, and I just can't. I can't separate. Bruce Green's the guy who worked with Rooster Teeth and Funhouse, and like, I don't watch their stuff, but he looks too much like Bruce Green, and I just can't get over it. You know?
Just one of those things.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But speaking of Rooster Teeth,
yeah.
Red versus Blue.
Oh, actually, just before we get onto that, so just to confirm, so
we had a great segue, you prick.
Okay,
No.
well, I was just going to say that with so your lecturer, so he finished his killer joke and then the whole like room just like applauded.
It was weird because it was like 2 claps and then everyone around started, and I was like,
"Oh
this is happening now."
No. No, yeah, I found it weird too. Like when everyone starts clapping, it's like, why are we all clapping? This
never happened again.
It's really funny when like it just kind of dies out.
The thing is, though, ours wasn't like 2 claps and everyone starts. Literally, he drops the pen, walks out of the door closes, whole room erupts in applause. I was like, what the
But why? Because he's not there anymore.
I know! That's what really confused me. I was like, you realise he's left the room right now.
They were just happy he left. They were happy they were free of...
They were so thrilled that he's actually left. That they were like, it's like Braveheart. Freedom!
Everyone was just traumatized and had no idea how to react.
That might have been true. Where was I? Sorry, right. Red versus Blue.
Yeah, you don't like Doc as much as I do.
I just don't understand it as much. I mean, when, at the end of season 2, like I can cut it because he like goes a bit crazy. But apart,
I want you to know, by the way, Doc has genuinely killed someone. Like O'Malley, highest kill count in Blood Gulch, even higher than Tex. Season 13, Doc actually kills someone.
Caboose
oh my
has
god!
A higher kill count than Tex.
No, I mean canonically.
Okay.
Otherwise, yes, Caboose has a much higher kill count than Tex.
Really?
Tex,
if we're just
the
talking...
greatest freelancer to ever exist, having a higher kill count than Caboose, yes.
Okay, just...
And the only reason O'Malley overtakes, I think, is because, like, Tex died.
Really?
What I will say, though, is I definitely agree with what you were saying last week. Like, Caboose he's the tank whisperer.
Yeah.
Not Lopez Whisperer, though. I did forget that Lopez joins the Blues for a bit.
Yeah,
I got really confused with why they made such such a big deal of like the Blues and Reds working together.
Well, no, that's a really big thing at this point.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, yeah, they're opposing. They're
I mean, I guess.
Like, they're two sides of the war.
Well, yeah.
The war.
The war.
Yes, that war.
Lewis, it's a big war.
It's a big war.
Are you disrespecting the war? This war has been going on for so long. They've been fighting
since
for
Master Chief
so long.
blew up a ship, apparently.
Yeah.
Although that gets dropped and they never talk about Master Chief again.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only reference to him.
Oh, I was wanting them to make more references.
No, they didn't.
I'm glad it's its own thing.
Yeah, if it was tied to the Halo lore, it would
actually no, that's true. Actually, if it's tied to
especially given the number of times they've retconned, like they've time traveled, like it would just break continuity.
They haven't actually. Okay, well, Matt hasn't watched past season 2, so we'll leave like this kind of future talk of like future seasons for later. But what did you think of like season 1 and 2 then?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I liked it. It was good. It was entertaining. The warthog jumps were pretty.
They didn't do any in season 2. There was just one in season 1.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, the one in season 1. That's that was fun.
Yeah,
it's weird how little Tex is in this season. I always think that she was in season 1 and 2 the most, but she clearly isn't.
No, she isn't. Yeah,
but no, she's in like
half of season 1. And like season 2 is longer than season 1. Job.
It's half an hour longer.
Yeah,
season 1's an hour longer. Season 2 is an hour and a half.
Okay. She's
hour 35, but
isn't she like in?
It might
like
be in season 3. I really don't know.
I can't remember. I'm sure
she seems like a big character, but
I feel like she did get a lot more screen time later. I think it's just like the freelancer stuff, maybe.
But she's never in Project Freelancer because that's set after Blood Coach.
Was it set after Blood Coach?
Is that set after or just before? Like I know that there's some stuff with some future characters who are like have things with Tex, and Tex is in some of those episodes, but like,
yeah, I guess it was more about. Anyway, I guess I said we'd save the thing, and then we immediately started.
Immediately the problem is that it's such a long show, and the continuity gets so much stronger as it goes on.
How long is season 3?
Longer?
Like, when do we start getting to the point where the episodes are starting to get as long as some of the earlier seasons?
They'll never get that long. But
no.
They'll probably get to about 10 minutes later on. Is Junior season 3, Josh? Because you watched it more recently than I did.
Maybe it's got to be either season 3 or 4.
When did they change games, by the way?
Season 3.
So season 3 changes to what? Halo 2?
I think so.
Okay. So when do they go to Halo 3?
6.
Really? Okay. That late?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's Halo.
Do they change?
I guess the early stuff really flies by.
Season 1 and 2 is Halo. Season 3 is Halo 1 and Halo 2. Halo 2 all the way to season 6. Then it's Halo 3 until Project Freelancer. Then it's Reach. Then Halo 3, and then 4 until 14, and then Halo 5 onwards. Halo 5 has actually had the most, like consecutively.
Yeah.
What season are they on now?
18. It's just been announced.
So that means there will have been 3 seasons worth of purely Halo 5. 4 even.
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, and 18 are going to be Halo 5. Halo 3 had the most, I think, because Halo 3 was 6, 7, 8, and 10.
Was that Halo 3?
Halo Reach did 1. Yeah. Halo Reach did 9. But I'm just looking forward to the audio actually getting better.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's part of the charm, I think.
Yeah.
At least of these earlier seasons, like it definitely is like. I definitely like how it's all package.
Do I need to start worrying about getting emotionally attached to people that are going to die?
Nah. Not that kind of show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least not until later on. Maybe
in
it
fairness,
later on, but
you might get attached to Elijah Wood's character.
What?
Is that wait, Elijah Wood?
Yes.
Frodo's
what?
in this?
Yes.
Hold on. Sorry, hold on. I'm not even aware of this.
I didn't know until I looked just now.
What?
Who?
He is apparently a character. He's Sigma.
Who the hell?
Oh, yeah, no, that makes so much sense, actually. Yeah, I remember recognising this now.
Wait, hang on.
It's,
Who's Sigma?
it's a spoiler. It's a really big spoiler. I will not say it.
Oh, so I haven't met Sigma.
No, like...
I was going to say, I was like,
well,
Sigma? Who?
You'll know, right? You'll get it. It's
this sounds
huge.
convoluted.
Remember when we said that the plot actually starts happening in season 6? Right? Give it that.
Hold on,
Right?
I'm just looking this up
TV
now.
shows,
I have
and
to.
the fans turning around and saying, "Listen, you need to watch it, but you need to watch it until like season 3, and then it really starts." It's like
It's really good up until then. It's just this arc starts in season 6.
Oh, okay.
And
it's like
things in it are massive spoilers.
It's like when Lewis was
so
like,
much so that it completely warps your perceptions.
It's
of
like when
seasons
Lewis
1
was
through
like,
5.
"Listen, you need to watch My Hero Academia, but just get through to season 2, and then it'll actually be good." And it's like,
Oh my
what?
Season 1
God.
is good, but it gets way better in season 2.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, I know, right?
It is. Oh, that's weird.
It's really weird.
Now I
Why
have
is he
no
in
idea what
this?
you guys are talking about.
Like, I didn't. It's just happened.
Why? How? So
don't
wait,
know.
when did Lord of the Rings come out?
2003.
2003 was the last one, I think.
Oh,
It was
really?
like,
Okay.
well, sorry, they were filming it from like 99 through to the early 2000s, and then it was coming out after that. Because they filmed all 3 movies like as one like huge like production.
Okay, so this was like a good few years after
Yeah,
that.
this was 2012.
Okay, but
So this would have been like when he was filming The
Still.
Hobbit, right?
Well, he was in one scene.
Wait, he's not really in The Hobbit though, yeah.
I'm shocked. I'm stunned.
that's
I kind of want to get into this arc now because, like,
Simply for that.
I
Well,
enjoy.
okay,
I
the
definitely
arc is
enjoyed
pretty
this
good.
arc.
this arc is good until Freelancer.
Freelancer was okay. Wait, isn't that
Freelancer was
Freelancer?
just a fever dream that never happened.
Isn't that
Never
Freelancer?
happened.
No, kinda, maybe. It's the ending is I can remember, but
Why
like,
do I
the
feel
bit-
like there's going to be so much complicated timeline, time travel rubbish going on that I'm going to be like, but what? But
I don't
why do
actually
you think that? What?
I don't think there is.
You know the bit when Omega,
don't know.
not Omega. Yeah, you know the bit where Alpha goes into the simulation with Tex and then just the thing.
Are you talking to me?
No.
Because I was about to be like, no.
Don't worry about it. Just turn off your brain.
Right? That I don't
Oh, I
remember
could do
bit
that.
at
I could
all.
definitely do that.
Wait,
That entire sequence, I don't remember. I remember him going in, and I remember him coming out, but the bit in between, no idea.
are you talking about
Absolutely
season
no idea.
14?
No, I'm talking about season 9,
Oh,
when they were in
what?
Reach.
Wait, is that so? Was that the like that break season?
No, season 14
Oh,
is the break season. Season 9 is Project Freelancer.
So, sorry. I mean, so I was So it was the season where it was like Blood Gulch again, but not Blood Gulch.
Yeah,
that
it was
one.
Blood Gulch, but not Blood Gulch.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. That one.
That's a fever dream.
Yeah. I can't remember anything from that.
Yeah, so this is the reason we're watching
remember,
it,
like,
so
the
everyone's
P-
aware.
I remember
we're
the-
literally watching it so that we can rewatch
Yeah.
the fever dream.
I remember the PSAs from that.
Clarify that it did in fact happen.
All I remember
it
is the
isn't joint
PSAs from
psychosis.
that area.
The PSAs are really good.
Yeah, they are good.
Okay, so do we want to get back to season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, get back to season 2.
it's sure
Don't
it's
get
just-
Doc.
it's
I
fun
don't
to
get
talk
your love
about.
of him.
He's just fun, right? He's the most openly wacky character.
I can understand like him not really seeming so great right now because
Yeah, he does
You
one
really
thing at
haven't
the very
seen-
end.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say you have a favourite character, Josh?
You say Caboose, you're about to hit the zone.
Look, I like Caboose. Caboose is good. You can't say he's bad.
We both know the answer is Junior.
Junior's good.
No, you haven't met Junior. Shut up.
Wait, hang on.
I'm thinking of someone else. Sorry, no, not Junior.
He did have the best arc.
He did end in like the best place. Although you have to wonder what that means for the continuity. What about Santa? Santa's pretty good.
Who?
It's a season 13 character.
For God's sake, why are you
there for like a second? So many great characters.
Can I just confirm? Sorry, you saying let's go back to season 2 instantly starts referring to
you
stuff.
You asked who my favourite character was, or who Josh's favourite character was.
Okay.
And shockingly, there's 100 characters are way better than the season 1 characters in the future.
Oh, for God's sake!
Like the meta. What a badass! You haven't met him yet. You won't meet him for 5 weeks.
Oh my God!
You're bringing up some memories. This is, I've forgotten all about this.
Wait, hang on. The canon's wrong. How does this make? I can't talk about this because we're not there yet.
For God's sake!
Can we do 2 a week?
No, Josh, Josh, I will kill you two along with Lewis if you make me have to watch 2 seasons a week.
I'm gonna do 2 a week.
Oh, for the love of God, I'm not.
I can just rewatch it though. I can rewatch it.
The point is that because season 9 has to be like a week where we both watch it at the same week.
I'll rewatch it like a week after watching it.
Oh,
that would be awful. I hate
all of you. I hate all of you. I'm not.
I'm so mad.
Oh my God!
It's like not being able to talk about the really cool bits from the future when Monty did all the animation. It's like I love Flood Gulch, but like, the freelancers are cool.
They are. I did like I know you're not so fond of like the mocap stuff, but it was quite cool at times.
Back to season 2.
Back to season 2.
Big fan of Simmons this season. He's got an upgrade.
Sorry, say that again?
Big fan of Simmons this season. He's got an upgrade.
He did get an upgrade.
This is Simmons 2.0.
Yeah.
I hope you like this joke being forgotten because it will not last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they make a joke later that's just like we overused it. It's not funny anymore.
Did they actually?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh no.
So Simmons, while being part cyborg, will never be mentioned again.
Oh, come on.
It'll be mentioned in season 3 and then probably season 7.
Damn it.
That's fine though. They have other jokes. Oh,
I'm sure they will.
They haven't even got to some of the like. I think season 3 is probably like
where it kicks off proper.
Yeah, there's a lot of memorable events from that time.
I miss the absurdist stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
it was...
What do you mean by absurdist stuff?
Well, they stopped doing the head wound injury being like...
Because I was going to say, like, it's all like pretty absurd
Junior
stuff.
is never going to be, like... anything like Junior will never happen again.
No.
Again, who's Junior?
It's fine. It's not a spoiler.
You've not seen the new stuff. It's
so like whatever you imagine the show is now, it doesn't remain.
Yeah,
like it ends up being a more focused plot where they try and solve a problem.
Right. Okay.
It's not bad. It's just
different.
It's less absurdist.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love curing head wounds with CPR.
And like they would never do the like joke where Church's legs don't work, and then Lopez just walks away.
Is that you're on your own?
or Lopez and Sheila forming a robot rebellion and planning on killing all the
yeah.
Oh dear, no, that was good. That was good. But no, I've enjoyed it so far. Obviously, the graphics is obviously not amazing because it's Halo 1. The audio is not great.
The colours are my biggest problem.
Yeah, colour palette is a little lacking as well.
Well, Tex isn't black in this season.
She's like light grey.
She's light grey to brown.
Is she supposed to be black then?
Yeah, she's black.
Okay.
Well, actually, technically, Tex is white.
Okay.
But Tex is also black. Yeah, under the armor, text is white.
Yeah. Well, it's just that I don't know because I haven't seen any further seasons, so I don't know what people's colours are.
Good news though, I think Tucker is black, so that's
Oh really? Yeah, I forgot about that as well.
It just never gets mentioned. But, like Tucker is a black character.
Well, really? I don't know why that would have any impact on like how you see
it. It doesn't. They literally don't take their helmets off.
Yeah.
It's like, are you white? Are you black? Is that? So what? Hang on, wait. With Tucker. So Tucker is black, but it just never gets mentioned.
Well,
they mentioned it a couple of times.
Matt, does it matter? Does it matter if he's black or not?
Oh wow, Josh, are you really going to turn this on me?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it should matter. But it seems to be a problem to you.
Break the rules again, but it is potentially offensive where Junior ends up.
Oh.
Matt, you don't know what's happening.
It might not be what you're thinking. I forgot though. I forgot.
Yeah.
What is going on right now? This is the problem. You lot are making so many references that I don't even understand. I don't even know where to go with them.
You'll get it when you're older.
Yeah, you'll get it when you're older.
Don't worry, Matt. You'll understand when you get older.
I mean, you will be older when you've watched it, so I'm not wrong.
It's true. It's true.
Matt, when you were my age, who knows?
Actually, hang on, wait. Hang on, who's the oldest out of the three of us? Is it Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Then it's you, and then it's me.
Yeah. So I have some, respect your elders, Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't need to.
What a good response.
Matt, how about this? You earn my damn respect, and maybe you'll get respected.
No, you should automatically respect me because I'm simply somewhat older than you. Respect your elders, goddammit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Josh is 10 months older than me?
Yeah. Yeah, about that, yeah.
Wow.
I'm almost a year
closer
older
in age. I'm closer in age to a second year than I am to Josh.
It's so weird.
That is weird.
Well, okay, it depends with university.
Yeah, I guess, you're right.
I'm pretty sure there was a 40-year-old in one of my classes at one point.
Well, to be fair, maybe this is just the case with my uni, but I'm fairly sure this is with most unis. It's public, it's open to the public, lectures at universities. I don't think most people realise this, that lectures at universities are actually public. Anyone can watch them. Anyone can come in and listen to a lecture given at a university. Just no one does.
I don't know if that doesn't seem like a thing.
No, apparently you can't.
I don't think the professors are going to care.
No, the professors don't care. No,
you won't get a degree, but
no. That's the thing. Yeah, you won't get a degree from the university. You won't do anything. You won't get anything from them.
Yeah.
You won't be able to take any sort of form of assessment. You won't get any grade, but you can come in and listen to lectures given at universities.
That's definitely not a thing. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing for us. Well, there are.
Yours is different to us.
Maybe it's the case with just general academic ones, but history, mathematical, scientific, whatever. Because for instance, when I'm at uni, you might have a mate that's where are you right now? Oh, I'm in an engineering lecture, or I'm in a geography lecture, or whatever. Oh, cool, I'll come in and meet you there, and then you can literally walk into the lecture, meet up with your mate in there, and then you can leave afterwards together. So anyone could come in and I could go and listen to a mathematical lecture or a science lecture.
You should.
Well, I could. I wouldn't understand anything from it, and I would be the only sore thumb in the entire lecture not taking notes down because I wouldn't even know where to start. But I could.
I take very few notes, all things considered.
Okay. Well, I generally record my lectures anyway. Not that it would do me any good with those kind of lectures, because even listening to it back, I wouldn't understand it.
I don't really see the point in recording them. It's kind of either I'm gonna take notes while I'm here, or I'm gonna listen while I'm here, and then I'm gonna do some worked examples. Right? There's not. Being there to understand it is one thing. And, to make notes so that you just, have it down once and, that's all good.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's, purely hypothetical drivel.
Okay, well, I like recording mine down. It's actually been quite useful for me because so right now I'm doing a module on the French Revolution and Napoleonic Europe, and I did another similar sort of module last year back in Swansea, and I'm now able to compile both lectures from last year and this year.
Wow, that just sounds terrible.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. And what I mean by that, Matt, is not what you think, because do your lectures not just link in automatically?
Well, sometimes they add extra bits of information that the other lecture didn't have.
No, but what I mean is, like, I take scientific computation and numerical analysis. The prerequisite to this course is introduction to scientific computation and numerical analysis. You can't just take one without the other, so the notes automatically link in.
Wait, I'm confused.
And you can't take fluid dynamics without taking modeling differential equations, which you can't take without taking calc and linear and ACF.
Okay,
do your modules not have prerequisites and co-requisites?
No modules directly linked to another module. No.
God, that sounds terrible.
Well, because of course they're not. Because I could do so. For instance, I'm doing modules on the French Revolution and Napoleonic Europe. I'm doing another module on Britain from basically 1945 through to the present. I'm doing another module on pre-colonial Canada. Another module on the history of the internet. Another module on what's the other one? It's called 10 Days that shocked the world. So it's 10 separate days throughout history that have had impacts on history.
So just to clarify here, you said of course these modules don't link, but I can hypothetically sit here and say to you, well, okay, let's look at a country in 1500 to 1600, and then we'll look at that country in that time period, and then the next module the next year will be we're going to look at further detail at militaristic operations that occur between these periods and what they did. But you're saying that would be the future module that continues, which required that prerequisite knowledge.
But there's no prerequisite. You don't have to take one module to take another module.
But surely you would want your students to position themselves so that they can look at the fundamentals in the first year, the details in the second year, and the specifics in the third year. You would want that ability to go deeper and deeper into topics instead of getting
with
generics.
Well, with history, it's less the actual facts; it's more the skills that's important.
Yeah, okay, but why not just take one class then?
Well, in that sense, most classes are similar because the same sort of skills and techniques are used throughout every single history class you ever take at university. It's only the subject matter that changes.
Why would you not have increased detail then? If the techniques are the same, then surely having increased detail that has increased consideration.
Because call me crazy, but someone might not want to have to do 3 straight years of nothing but the French Revolution.
Well, you would give people the option to pick.
Well, yeah, but
even they want to study.
Yeah, but even so, you don't.
So the first year you give a generic overall course that everyone does.
I wouldn't want to do 3 straight years of one particular period in history.
Why not?
Because I like learning about different periods of history.
Yeah, but that's not how economies work, Matt.
What?
You know this. I know this. Right? Universities in general aren't institutions of learning. They're institutions of giving you qualifications.
Oh, here we go.
And then the researchers do the learning. Right? So surely, as a first year, you would want everyone takes the same generic modules that talk about certain
for the most part,
periods of history.
For the most part, compulsory modules are generally modules in first year. Yeah, most of the modules you take in first year are compulsory.
Right, let's say all of them are compulsory and they cover the full bracket of what they're going to be allowing you to, specify into. And the second year you drop 2, and then the third year you're on your last 2, so you're in 2 areas. And that's that. You used to do 2 key areas in history with increased depth and knowledge and understanding, and then pulling all of that information again for a final blowout in the last year makes sense to me, because it shows the development of understanding and the development of the issues of what's occurring.
To be honest, I wouldn't be completely opposed to a history degree structured that way. It's just the case that most, well, actually, none are.
But it's so backwards. Why would you say we're gonna do like surface level and like what every year instead of doing depth over time?
Wouldn't you then just be like producing a load of specialists on the same area rather than allowing people to?
History isn't necessarily like when you get a history degree, you don't come out and be like, I'm going to go exclusively into this degree. Right, it's a generic history degree as opposed to like Egyptology, which is a specific degree,
or a degree in the classics.
Like you just basically want to have people come out and say, look, they can go in depth on these subjects and they can get this fundamental understanding and argumentation, and they can consider a multitude of factors.
Yeah, but it would then make it a lot easier for someone to, use all of that understanding of that area. Rather than like starting an entirely new area. Then. Sorry?
And they could, in theory, go into that field. But most people who get degrees don't end up like solely in those areas.
No, they don't.
Like there are loads of people who end up with maths degrees who go into the civil service.
How the hell does that one work?
Well, you just work your way up from data, you just desk jockey essentially, and then you move up into more statistical analysis. And that sort of understanding.
Oh, like statistics and stuff.
Yeah, and sort of like, well, what are these policies doing to influence certain factors that we're looking at? And like, is this increasing risk in certain areas or decreasing risk? And if it's increasing risk, is it instead actually moving risk from one place to another? So your net is the same, but you've just isolated a group and made them more vulnerable. And is that a group that increased vulnerability is fine? Like you can keep going like this.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, my mother is a senior policy leader.
God, that sounds like fun.
She enjoys it, so
I'm glad she enjoys it because I sure as hell would.
You want to be able to enjoy it.
What does what mean?
I thought that's what I said. You was like mumbled for me.
I said you gotta be able to enjoy what you do.
Okay, that's not even close to what I heard.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's Josh. He often.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing a podcast, Josh? What a dum-dum.
What are you doing with your life?
I need to do some vocal warm. You got any like tips for vocal warm-ups?
Yeah, brush your teeth.
That doesn't seem like it would help at all.
Well, it stretches your lips a bit, and then you get more flexibility there. It also cleans out all of the stuff in your teeth.
Okay. So, fine. It may help a bit. I'm not sure that's, like, the best way to do so, though.
Apparently Lewis is also now an orthodontist.
I've been to a dentist. That makes me about as qualified as someone who says vaccines cause autism.
Yeah.
I don't know. People listen to them. But speaking of autism, Halo.
Wait, what?
Wait, hang on.
Whatever I know.
Wait, no, shush, Josh. I want to see Lewis make this bridge. I want to see him connect these two. Go on, Lewis.
You have to be autistic to enjoy Halo multiplayer.
Wow.
I'm gonna talk about Halo.
Wow. Okay.
That's where you went with that? Okay.
That was the only avenue.
Was it?
There was no alternatives.
I'm highly offended as someone with as someone that has been diagnosed with a mild form of autism. I am deeply offended by the insinuation that I have to play Halo now because I sure as hell don't.
No. You completely misunderstood that. What I'm saying is, it's the equivalent to all jacuzzis are hot tubs, but not all hot tubs are jacuzzis.
Oh, so don't start going down this rabbit hole.
But you don't have to play Halo and like multiplayer. But if you enjoy Halo multiplayer, you have to be autistic. It's a fact.
Okay, fine. What do you mean by that?
So let's end on Lasso talk.
Sure. Okay. Did you get any further after you quit and went to play another game last week?
Level left.
Well done. Did you manage to get... So, if I remember correctly, listening to the last episode, did you manage to get the jump down with the concussion rifle? Because it was like 6 separate jumps, wasn't it?
We have 1 level left, and that's the level.
Oh, are you still on it, then?
Well, we haven't. No, we were on New Alexandria, which is the third to last level, and we encountered a bug. Now, here's the story of a bug. We encountered a bug that made it appear that it had soft locked us. It hadn't.
Right.
So what happened last week was, Buck flew off and did his like voice lines and said, "You've completed the objective," and the next objective didn't start. That's because you have to complete 2 objectives on Lasso because it's bugged and has 2 spawns simultaneously. And without a HUD, you can't tell that.
Okay.
And no HUD in Lasso because that's one of the skulls. So we did that level real easy. And, Pep Ben's been saying this whole time, the package is going to be a really easy level. And you know what? I bought into his inane bullshit because I've never seen someone be so wrong in their entire life. The package was the hardest level we've done so far. It took us 2.5 hours.
Wow, 2.5?
Yep, and an hour and a half of that was in the third section.
Jesus.
So, it wasn't great, but we did do it. And if you want to know how we did it, we cheesed it with vehicles and vehicles. It was just vehicles. They instantly
just vehicle. Okay, which one?
Every enemy. Pepper had a wraith, and me and Joanna had ghosts, and we just rammed into every enemy we could. It sucked because
I'm imagining that's not the way the level's supposed to be played.
Pretty much, honestly. You're meant to get vehicles and drive around in them, but they usually get instantly destroyed on Lasso.
Right. So how do yours not get instantly destroyed?
We played well, frankly. We're actually still not terrible at the game. We're not great by any means, but we're good enough.
Good enough, right, okay.
And there's not much to say about this level. It's insanely hard because you have to defeat 5 waves of oncoming enemies, and one guy has to go and get a tank so that you can kill hunters easily. Otherwise, you're going to be there for millennia. And there's no checkpoints at a certain point because it's just you complete the level, go and finish it, and if you die, start again.
Right.
Oh god, it's real bad. We had an awful checkpoint that we somehow beat the game from, or beat the level from. I just lost the game. Beat the level from. Then
you just lost the game.
So did you, though.
Yeah, I just lost the game.
And so did Josh.
So did everyone.
I did.
You're welcome, everyone.
He's not going to say it. It just... sometimes Lasso isn't fun.
Sometimes.
This is one of those times where
I was going to say sometimes Lasso isn't enjoyable. Sorry, tell me a time when it is.
When you beat a level. The sense of euphoria.
I mean, I get that.
Is it really worth it, though?
For the rest of it, the pain and the anguish you have to go through to complete one of these grueling levels.
We're all right now, so
Yeah, but you still got this one level to do.
It was easy.
Really?
Easy.
Really?
2.5 hours. We ended with negative 26,000 score. Easy.
Sorry, did you say minus 26,000?
Yeah.
You
I mean, a tank that gained us 100,000 scores to begin with, and you die a lot.
Wow.
So much. There were 2 sections that screwed us, right? One right before Act 3, and the entirety of Act 3. It was a brutal slog. But not as much as my most recent D&D session. That's right, boys. We have 2 minutes left of the podcast.
You're doing this now?
D&D talk. Yes, I'm doing this now because we cut it last week because it didn't really fit very well.
All right.
And
okay, Lewis, you got roughly 2 minutes, or maybe a little bit extra, depending on how generous we go. So,
yeah,
D&D.
I've probably got 10 minutes. So we finished Waterdeep. This is the ending. If you don't care anymore, that's it. We finished Waterdeep. It was a 9-hour fight.
9 hours? Sorry, fight? Who the hell were you fighting?
We were fighting, so many people.
Wait, was it? So it wasn't fighting just one person. It was just fighting so many people. It took 9 hours.
Well, we started the session, went down. We were having a good time with our characters. We solved some puzzles. Me and Nezin had some competitions. We proved that Tim is stronger than Nez. In fact, Tim now owns Nezin's shield, but Nezin still has it because Tim's a nice guy and couldn't use it at the time. Didn't have the time to attune to it. Wait a minute, he could have attuned to it during that. Nah, never mind, I don't care. It wouldn't have helped. Solved some things, took some damage. Good times, because we do some dungeon exploring, met a dragon. Dragon was nice. Okay, the dragon was there. Very scary. Very...
Really?
Was it actually nice?
He was sort of like, oh, I can only give this gold to like the Lord of Water, the Open Lord of Waterdeep. And we say, well, we know the Open Lord of Waterdeep. She's upstairs. You know, no, the Open Lord of Waterdeep is something Neverwinter. And we're like, nah, he embezzled some cash, and this is it. So she's now the Lord. And we rolled, but he believed us. We got Lariel, brought her down. He released the gold to us. We said, you go off. I'll separate the gold out. You know, my gold and your gold. He wanted just the gems, so he wasn't like stealing from us. We go back upstairs. A massive fight has broken out.
Oh damn!
Right now, the way that we do like our fights is we have like little sheets of paper that like on the DM screen that show the initiative order.
Right.
It went over 2 screens.
Oh my god! How many people?
There was. I'm gonna go through the names I can remember. There were more. We had Halam, a monk, Lariel, an archmage, Grinda, an archmage, Maloon, like a fightery barbarian-y guy, the 5 of us. I think that's just a 10. Who else did we have? Mert, who was like a rogue type person. I think that's. Oh, we had a druid with us as well.
Okay, so basically just a lot of people.
Right, that's the allies.
Oh wait, what?
We were fighting Manshun, a big like helmed horror, a giant thing, I can't remember what it was exactly, a flesh golem, a black viper, a guy with a great bow, a woman with a great axe.
So what?
3 mages.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
2 gargoyles. There was more.
Okay, so
another copy of Manshun, and
Jesus Christ. An
big gargoyle.
An awful lot of allies and an awful lot of enemies, and they're all brawling.
Yes. So I'll allow you to guess how long canonically this fight took place in.
It probably took like 10 minutes, but it took 9 hours to rule out.
So it probably took about 7 hours, because about 2 hours were spent like just in the pre and post. But it was about 7 hours, this fight.
Jesus Christ.
Canonically, it was, I believe, 54 seconds.
54 seconds?
I
thought it would be a little bit. I thought it was a few minutes at least.
No.
54 seconds.
I guess with the amount of.
I was going to say the amount of moves.
Every turn takes 30 seconds.
Oh my god!
Right, and that's one round is all of that. That's optimistic, a turn taking 30 seconds, because just me rolling like Maloon's attacks. Well, I have to roll like 40-20 to determine if he hits. Just like he has 4 attacks. Then I have to roll like 4 times.
How much is each turn supposed to be canonically?
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Each round is 6 seconds, which everyone's turns once.
So you didn't even have 10 rounds?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Right?
I feel like I'm getting a headache and dying of boredom just hearing the fact that it took this long.
And if Maloon has advantage, which he did, because...
Oh my god.
Because I was given... Because Tim has, like... Tim couldn't damage anyone there because the other, like... The enemies were way stronger than Tim, but Tim was standing back,
Good
just
old Tim.
paralyzing them, which meant that you get advantage and everything's a crit, which means that like I had to roll all the dice, and then I had like twice, then I had to roll the dice, and then do like a bunch of awkward maths, and then like
okay,
another
we get the
3
idea.
people
We get
would
the
go.
idea.
Very tedious. Really tiring. So we started at 5, we ended at 4. God.
Okay, so wait, 4 in the morning?
Sorry, no, I met them at 5 and we reached at about 5:30. Yeah, so we started about 6, to be fair.
In the evening.
And I got home at 4.
Jesus Christ. Okay, right. So what was the result of all of those 54 seconds?
We all lived. Our PCs are all alive.
Wow, I thought
Very
for sure
rich.
someone was dead.
We've got a book worth 80k.
Wow.
Right? We got money.
Hella money. You got...
But Halam died, Lariel got feeble-minded, Mert was forced to dance, we killed a bunch of people.
Forced to dance?
Yeah, it was bad. We're preparing for the Undermountain. Durnan died.
Did all the enemies die?
Oh, yeah, we got them all, pretty much.
Okay.
Durnan died, but then wasn't dead, apparently. When we went to the Yawning Portal to tell Bonnie that, like, Durnan had died, Durnan was just standing there, like, don't know what you're talking about, been here the whole time.
So basically the result is you had a huge fight, a whole load of your allies either died, got screwed over, or were forced to dance. You all lived, and basically nearly all the enemies got killed.
Yes. But there's one more thing, and I want to say this as if I was Tim. Wardley's a moron. Fact.
Okay.
Why?
So, before this fight kicked off, during, like, I think this was probably the most fun part of the session, was just exploring the dungeon. Wardley has really high perception and spotted a secret room, and we walked in. This was after Wardley was possessed by a tapestry on a wall, and we had to, like, fight the wall.
You had to fight Wardley. The wall.
And and Goldor took on a black pudding alone, like, props to that guy, because, like, that ain't fun.
Sure.
We walk in, and the guy who made the tapestry was some dwarf that we knew the name of because the stone told us. You remember the stone?
Not really, but
anyway. Talking to us.
Yeah, I remember.
We walk in, there's a bunch of urns, and on one of the urns is this guy's name. And Walter's like, oh, they were dead. And obviously Tim he doesn't know what cremation is.
Obviously.
He was raised by druids. They would bury their dead.
Yeah.
Right.
So Wardler's like, no, when someone dies, you burn them, and we put them in these urns. And Tim's like, that's a complete lie. Why would they do that? Picks up an urn, cracks the thing open. You'll never guess what's in there.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
250 gold pieces. That's right. There was no one buried there. Wardley's a moron.
Oh my god.
So,
lucky Tim.
As far as Tim is aware, there's no such thing as cremation, and Wardley's just an idiot.
So simply put, your D&D session comprised of, in the end, all your allies is either dead, paralysed, screwed over, or forced to dance. Nearly all your enemies got killed in the giant brawl. You got hella money and a whole load of gold pieces from a burial tomb that you thought had dead bodies in it, but Wardley is an idiot.
Yes.
Aye, then.
That's pretty much it, I think. And then we're moving into Dungeons of the Mad Mage next week.
Congratulations, Lewis. You managed to sum up D&D fairly conclusively, fairly quickly. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Speaking of being proud of me, I'd like you to go and watch episode 3, the 10,000 view bet. Not the best episode in the world, I'll give you that. But someday I'm going to ruin Matt's life.
Oh my god. I know it's going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Have you seen our views?
Yeah, I know. But at some point, I'm telling you, at some point it's going to happen. And I'm going to hate you even more so.
Yeah, because I'll have to watch one Smallville episode a week. It's the equivalent of one Red vs. Blue season a week.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's just God.
I'm not looking forward.
That's true. Yeah,
help me.
It'll be
fine. Guys, by the way, this podcast should go on for an extra minute because in 1 minute we're about to leave the EU.
Yes, that's true.
Wait, really?
If we all just, bow our heads in silence as...
Yeah.
as 11 o'clock comes around in 20 seconds.
Why didn't they just make it midnight?
I know we're not supposed to cross the line, everyone, but...
we're not saying if we agree or... We don't agree or disagree with this action. We're just saying the action is occurring.
Exactly, right. That's the way to say it. Yeah, that's the way to say it.
Good night, sweet prince. We're no longer in the EU.
Is it just turned over?
Yep.